I'm going to tell you about 4 things that you can do to help you declutter your pantry. Let's get into it. Now, the first thing you need to do once you decide you're going to declutter your pantry is to go out and buy some clear containers or use ones that you already have. And the reason for this is so that you can see things easily. You can see it just by looking at the container, maybe a little bit of what's in there, or if it's behind something, you can still see it. You don't have to go look for the package that it came in and try to figure out, is that the thing that I need? I'm not sure if that's the thing that I really want right now. It could be. Let me pull out these 3 or 4 things that are in front of it because I just see the tip of the box, and then I can find out if that's the actual thing. You don't have to go through that situation when you have a clear container. And yes, I'm talking about anything that you can put in a clear container: cereal, pasta, flour, sugar, brown sugar, whatever you can put into a container and put into your pantry, do that, because it's going to be a lot easier to find when you have it in your pantry in a clear container. And once you have everything into a clear container, the next step is going to be label these containers. It allows you to see what is in the container very quickly and help you find things very quickly. Now, there are all different style labels that you can use. I'm going to mention 3. One is going to be a chalkboard clip-on label. Now, if you have a container that has more of an open front, you can use one of these labels. You clip it onto the front, you write whatever you want. Now, the second option is going to be the more common sticker label. You have a label that has some stick adhesive on the back. You stick it on whatever you want to stick it on, and then you write on the front what is in there. And the last option is going to be just use a permanent marker and write on the outside of the container what is in there. You do want to write it on the front because you have your container facing front, and then you can just look up, see what's in the container, but also see what you have written on the outside of the container as well. Now, another thing that you need to do is figure out where you want these items. I'd recommend having at eye level these things that you use most, and then up top or down bottom, you decide which ones are for items that you use least or less frequently. And then from there, you have 3 different areas that you know where things are. Most common use stuff, you can look and say, okay, I know that it's eye level. I can immediately go to that section and find that thing that I use all the time. Now, you can go further and divide it into left and right sections as well if you want to go that far. But just having at least the 3 different levels, 3 different spaces for different things can be very helpful. And just have food within your pantry. You don't need all this other stuff in your pantry. You have paper towels, mops, brooms. If you have a taller one, maybe you have that stuff in there. And so you want to just take all that stuff out and just keep the food. The point is you're trying to get rid of the clutter, and these are the things in your pantry will just clutter it up, and then you're having to deal with those things too in your pantry. So take it all out and just reserve that pantry for food. And the last thing you do is purge your expired food. You don't need your expired food anymore. You're going to cut the labels and say, okay, this is expired. I'm going to get rid of that. This is within the expiration date. I'm going to keep that. And the reason I save this for last, because as you're doing your containers, labels, and figuring out where you want things on your shelves, you can look at the expiration date within that process. And that's how you're going to be able to purge your food, because of the fact that you're going to put everything in these containers, the good food that you want to keep, and then purge everything else. And the other good thing about this, it is going to declutter your pantry, because now you've gotten rid of all the expired food that you may have, and you just are keeping the good food, which means less food within your pantry to make it easier to go in and find whatever you're looking for and whatever you need. Now I've told you everything about decluttering a pantry. What about cleaning up a room, organizing a room? If you want those tips about that, then go ahead and click the next video right here.